Inside. Yeah. Please handle the
Yeah.
technical.
Okay, sorry about that. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Industry Chats with Scooby and Newbie.
And we have a guest with us today.
We have. He'll introduce himself. You guys know that y'all are industry players. We are industry players. We're inviting industry players on the podcast, and we have another industry player with us today. So, hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, guys.
I'm good. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming through. I believe, Faadiel, you're an industry player and you've been in the industry for a minute or so.
Yes, I've been in the industry for 6.5 years.
Yeah, and what is your current position right now in the industry? Because as industry players, we all want to know what position is that person playing. Maybe you're Messi, you're the one who scores the goals, or you're Cristiano Ronaldo, who
Well,
knows?
basically, what I'm doing is I run my own business called Catch a Trend, Forex industry, and I also do mentoring classes, and I'm basically focusing on developing the youth as well as skilling them in the industry.
Yeah.
Catch a trend. So are you a trend trader or counter trend trader?
Trend trader.
Yeah.
I wait
okay.
for the perfect trends.
Yeah, no, I'm big on trends too. I used to do some counter trend, and then we go and caption their sniper entry because I got it at the top. But for most of my life, I know I've liked trends. So yeah, no, thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And I guess you're doing a wonderful job with Catch a Trend. Is it going well? What's your biggest frustration with people? What don't they just get about trading?
Well, what people think about trading is that it's a scamming industry. Reason being is that people have been sold a negative picture about the industry from a lot of traders that are actually out there for their own benefit. And yet this is an industry where you are able to teach people how to create financial stability and how to have another source of income if they do it consistently and obviously put in the necessary work in the industry to make a success. So people have the perception that Forex traders are just out there to scam them, to steal their money, and yet that is not the case, because there's many of us that are very transparent, legit, and we are working in what we do.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So I heard you talking about the youth, and what is it that you're busy currently doing for the youth that would actually, that's empowering the youth? Because I know you're about empowering the youth.
So what I'm basically doing is that I'm approaching the youth at the education level, schooling level, because I believe that is where the foundation is built. So what I basically do is I introduce them to the financial markets. I show them what the industry is about, and I give it to them as transparent as it is. I don't quote anything as a dream. I give it to them as the reality is. So I basically take them through the basics, take them through the concepts, show them how the market works, how the market dynamics plays out. So I believe that the youth is our future, and they're going to be the future generation of leaders.
Yeah.
And that is the way you need to get them, is as early as in their schooling career, because they can build a foundation and they can build a base where they are skilled, where they get to the point where they finishing school. They don't have to wait for a bursary or apply for funding and stuff like that. They're able to use the money they make from the Forex industry to pay for those fees and to excel further in other avenues that they may want to embark on.
Okay, now that's great. So this is actually going to go out to Scooby and yourself. I know you guys deal with clients, so definitely you definitely do deal with clients a lot. And we're talking about the younger clients now. Like, what are some of the preconceived notions that they come at you with about Forex? Basically, when they come to you, like, and you just like, no, stop.
For me, what I have experienced is that a lot of them have the notion that this is an overnight success, which it's not. You do need to have a good mentor and somebody that is like legit, that's not gonna mislead you, and that's gonna give it to you as it is. And education is key, because even myself, being in industry for over 6.5 years, I'm still learning. I'm still studying in the industry. I've gotten certification for what I'm doing. And I'm embarking now on the next level, which is hedge funding. So this is my passion. And I believe that if you apply your mind, you can achieve anything, because poverty is actually a state of mind.
Yeah.
I think on my end, it's the whole thing of okay. Some people give you the basics of I understand it's not an overnight success, and they can tell you that, but then they don't. I think they don't particularly understand what are the sacrifices and what you have to put in order to get there. An issue, and this is what a lot of people don't really particularly talk about, is an issue of funding, and not in a prop firm sense or whatever sense, but this whole thing of, and flipping accounts is all good and well, it's there, but people think that like you should, every single account you trade, you should be flipping, you know. Every time I go in there, I should just take 100 rand and 1,000 rand, you know.
Yeah.
And people then stay in that idea of then consistently making smaller small deposits and then blowing them, and they're not moving forward. And I always tell people that, guys, as much as there's money in Forex, you also need to make a little bit of money somewhere else to put into Forex. You know, a guy trading with a 5,000 rand account is better than a guy who's trading on a 500 rand account. You know, he can even manage his risk a little bit better. So people normally, yeah, and then I tell the person that, bro, just start watching cars, have a target, and know that you put that money into Forex. So a lot of people do and look, it is possible, not that it's impossible to go and put in like $30 and make like a whole lot of money, or you know, with $30 I mean dollars, make a whole lot of money. But I think people must know that they should chase a certain equity so that they can start trading from a very comfortable position. Because if you're trading from a position that demands a lot from you to overperform, like grow 500%, then that's a lot of pressure on you. But if you tell yourself that, nah, I just need to make 30% today, you know, and I'll be fine, then that's pressure taken away from you. So I think that's something that is not really spoken of in the industry, and I think that's why most of us end up going like a hedge fund, prop firm way, because you want to trade from a more relaxed point of view, where you just now literally catching market moves instead of I need to flip from this to this, you know.
Yeah.
So when you have those pressures on you, that's where it starts going otherwise.
That's where you make the mistakes. You're so right. And you need to actually trade money that you are willing to lose, because the risk is always going to be there. The risk is not going to go away. People have the conception that there's no risk involved, but there is.
But that's easily said most of the time than really understood by a lot of people. From my understanding is that you can tell people that, hey, come trade with money that you're willing to lose. Until they lose that money, then it's like that kind of goes out the window. It's like, yo, either I want my money back, I want a refund,
You
or
scammed
you
me.
scam me. Because like essentially a lot of people, you can tell them, hey, look, this industry has so much risk to it. But then someone will come and be like, yo, I lost my money now. What do we do now? What do you mean, what do we do now? You came here knowing that there's risk involved. It's a risky market. Trading is risky at the end of the day. And like, people don't want to listen when they say, don't trade with your lost money. Don't trade with your rent money. Don't trade with your transport money to go to work and whatnot. So I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, how do we actually essentially get to a place where people truly understand that? How is that? How do you guys find yourselves communicating that, hey, look?
I think emotional psychology plays a big factor because once you trade real money, there's a human factor attached to it. And for me, you need to basically at times trade without emotion. That has worked for me because in the beginning of my trading career, yes, I used to, revenge trade when losing money and stuff like that. And now it's a different mindset. And I'm able to remove my emotion from the trading factor and place a trade and let the market do its thing and go about what my day-to-day things and come back to check the market from time to time to see what's happening. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you predict as a trader, the market's going to end up doing its own thing. And many times we experience that where our analysis and technical perspective doesn't go according to plan. And you need to prepare yourself as a trader to have losses. Because as I said to you that you still lose money even if you are 6 years into this industry. And the difference now, it's not as painful as it was back then.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it takes a lot of sacrifice, dedication, patience, discipline, and a lot of time to actually invest in this. You can't just embark on this and say, oh no, 6 months from now I'm millionaire and that's gonna be it and I'm set for life, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And as you go along, you wanna get to a point where you become so comfortable and consistent and profitable that you can just get into the market at a certain point and know that you'll get out of the market at the point you're estimating, and that's it. Because what you find is a lot of guys that have been in the industry for quite some time, they don't really trade every day. They go into the market when there's big moves, and they're out, and that's how it is. And as Tumelo was saying, that we want to get to the point of doing hedge funding and stuff like that, where you are relaxed. You know that this is the target, the 1% to 3% a month that you have to do for your client, and everything else is just a chilled environment.
Yeah.
Because unnecessary external pressure makes you do wonders of mistakes. And when people are when you're trading with an objective to say, I have to be paying this, I have to be paying that, I have to be seeing to this and whatever, it puts pressure on you where you're not focused. Then you find that you're jumping into the market when you shouldn't be, and you're losing money that you shouldn't be losing, and you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you're trading on emotion that you shouldn't have, because you should actually be focused on what you're doing as a trader. I'm not sure if that's
You're trading from okay, let me catch market movement versus hey, I need this money to do this by a certain date. And I think the risk factor, here's the thing, is you get a range of people. And I'm trying to start a whole thing where I'm getting people to realize that in whatever you do, whether it be forex trading or whether you're doing whatever, success is not about it comes down to, it's a personality trait, you know. So success is not about getting the best strategy, you know. Success is not about choosing the right career path, because there's people with some degrees out there, you know, serious degrees. You find they tell us there's a shortage of doctors, but there's somebody who tells you, hey, they graduated, but they're not doing the things because ABC, or they should have been here. But so I think that there's a misconception, and I think the reason why people don't then fully understand the risk is the people who are out there preaching forex in a certain way. Here's the thing, and we keep on, and funny thing is, on the podcast we keep on going over this, that the guys who are legit aren't out there. You know, they influencing a way smaller portion than what the other guys are selling, because all they tell you is kill poverty, make so much money, I did this and that, and like you know, there's a big thing that isn't really being discussed, that if somebody is gonna be like, 2015 this is where I was, and now 2023 this is where I am, they don't also let you know where else the money was made from. You know, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, because it's for real. Look, I can have a skill and I can be a good trader and I can send you good signals, but if I'm only making 20,000 rands off of trading, but I'm making 100,000 rands off of selling signals and thing, I'm not scamming you, and I'm giving you a very good service, but I'm not. People don't realize that there's also like other money coming from like another place, so people don't essentially understand what risk somebody broke down something too. So even if I go and fund 20,000 rands and go and trade that, it's not the only one that I have. Now some other people, they go and take a loan because they think 20,000 rand is the magic number.
Yes, you're right.
Made it 100,000, and they think it's a magic number, not realizing that if 20,000 is all you have, go risk 4K of that, you know, on an entire thing. Yeah. So I think there's just a lot of, and this is what we love about the platform, there's a lack of transparency within the forex space at large, you know. Like you're saying, and I like how you said that all your guys, you tell them like the truth, and that this is it's not gonna be easy, you know. And people, we've sold it like as an easy thing, you know. Yeah. Get rich now with me.
If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. and exactly. And that is what people don't realize. And you're so right that the industry has got this lavish lifestyle, because people they think that, you know what, tomorrow I'll be wearing a 6,000 rand Gucci belt, I'll be having this car, and I'll be having this attire and stuff like that. But if you look at it, those are things that do not add. For me, they're not assets, because if you're generating income from trading, that money should be networked into other avenues of wealth creation, where you are able to, your money works for you. And then, you know, I have this way, a lot of guys ask me, you're a trader for so long, you're not driving this car, you're not driving that car. And I look at these guys and I wonder to myself, is that really an asset or is the liability? Because yes, it's nice to have it. However, what is a nice car gonna do for me? Is it gonna generate other sources for me to network? Because at the end of it, look here, we everybody wants to be rich, but you rather want to be rich or do you want to be wealthy? That's what you need to ask yourself, because being wealthy, you have a lot of options at your disposal. Whereas being rich, you're just being rich for show. And for me, there's lots of things that Forex enables you to venture into. And it takes work. It takes work. You don't be mistaken. It's like any other studying career out there. You need to put in the work and you need to put in the sacrifices, because a lot of us have invested hours of time, and we still do. And you never stop learning. There's not one trader that I think out there knows everything, because you're still going to learn. The market will still teach you something new each and every day.
Yeah.
And you have these guys with robotics, trading and stuff like that, where they're telling you about 99% ratio, win ratio and stuff like that. And I proposed a question to some guys, and I asked them, yes, 99%, but how's your robot trading a fundamental shift? If there's a fundamental shift on NFP or your CPI or stuff like that, how is that robot measuring that? No answer. So yes, you have a robot, it's working, but if you're saying 99% ratio accuracy.
Yeah, that's a crazy number. Because somebody was asking me, so I'm running a campaign right now, so the bot is out there, and then somebody was like, you can't say it's the best bot, because you use those words when you're advertising, and then they're like, you can't say it's the best bot, there's losses there, and I'm like, okay, but tell me, when does trading not have losses?
True.
And then and then somebody goes and posts a poster from some other trader who his poster says no losses, and I'm like, how?
that is so ironic, because there's one, we all have our good months where we have minimal loss, more wins.
Yeah, it's just TP.
Then we have a month where it's total chaos, where where nothing goes the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
And then so coming to say that you have no losses, for me it's like you have to be a master at it. You need to have such skill to have no losses consistently.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say that no losses, because even if you are trading from a zero, absolutely no spread sort of direction, there still be, and people just, it's like that misconception of every day we're getting paid and what, and it's like, guys, this is what happens. You look at anyone who's transparent enough to put their names out there. For example, any serious portfolio, an investment bank, and you look at their own graphs and how they grow, it's not straight up. And then these guys that are like no losses, you're saying, so why isn't the bank hiring you? Why aren't they giving you so much money, billions? If you're so good, you're so good, why aren't there billions? And if there's billions there, I know if these traders that are always flexing here had billions for real like that, we would see it. We would see it. We would know that, okay, this person's going in like that, but we're not. You're appearing on a top 10, which you made with you and 9 of your other friends, top 10 richest, and then now people are like, yeah, I want to be like that. But man, what can we say? I guess it's platforms like this and bring on like real people that's only gonna change. We might not have that effect of that overnight effect that these influencers may have on like a particular thing, but over time, as the channel grows, people are gonna learn, because I think people have taken, and here's the thing, it's either people are like, okay, Forex is there, or people are like, nah, it's a scam. And I think we need to build it to a center point where we're like, no, Forex is difficult. We don't call it a scam. We don't call it Forex is difficult, but it is legit. I think if people can go there and understand that within the industry itself lies many opportunities, you know. I think if people, because there's a lot of people that I know that don't even have degrees, but they're doing the business development side of things. They're dealing with the brokers, they're talking to us and stuff like that, and they're taking home good checks, you know, just as much as a person who went and did 5 years because he was still getting his honors and what. But people never understand that, as far as there's this idea that Forex is a scam. You know? And I feel like if people can realize what it's all about, we can actually grow this industry to be very serious as in other countries, because other countries, Europe and like they were saying, Thailand, Malaysia, whatnot, they take this very seriously. They know that it's not a scam, like they know that it's a legit thing, and they know the right way to do it. In South Africa, we still have that problem where literally somebody will go and tell me I got scammed with Bitcoin, or somebody told me to put in money in Luno and I'll trade on Luno, and it's like, but you don't trade on Luno.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, if we can start getting that education where people know that if I want to trade, there's an application called MetaTrader 4. Just as much as a person who knows that if I want to drive, there's a driving school I can go to.
Yeah.
And like there's a line, not like, hey, I want to drive now. You're starting by funny places. You're going to the airport, but you're saying you want to learn how to drive. You know, so people must know that. And we can only do it by educating people and in a real sense, not for a quick gain. Because I think most of us within the industry and just the course selling people, a lot of people just want to see the money now. Client pay me money, I won't even pitch up for lessons. You see, that's the problem, that people aren't even honoring a client paying for lessons, you know. They don't pitch up, they throw you in a group, they like, you guys will mentor yourself.
It's true, because that is what I experienced in my starting journey, where we would come to class, you've paid this money and no one shows up. Then they're deciding on, who's going to take the class. And then they'll say, no, someone here that's got a bit of knowledge, you can run with us class for today and stuff like that. And we're looking at each other. You say, but that's not what they were telling us at the seminar. And eventually, for me, after investing lots of money in the beginning and being sold a dream of over a year and 6 months, this is what you'll be like. As I was saying, I then had to go back and educate myself, because there was no way I was going to recover what I've invested. So, and look, at the end of the day, nobody knows what you went through for that money, and sacrifices you made to pay that money. And then you just have this person that they've gotten the money from all these people. I mean, we went to a seminar, there was 200 people in the seminar.
Whose seminar was it?
Each one.
Say his name.
Each one paying an amount of 20K. I mean, it's ridiculous, because if you do the math, 20,000 for 200 people, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's like 4 million.
And if you look at it, if that person does that seminar in 4 different provinces, his money is made.
Money is made.
And then it goes back to what you were saying earlier on. You come into a show, into a presentation, he's got this account up with this big amount balance. He does one trade that makes him 180,000, and he shows you this is the profit from one trade, and you think to yourself, wow, I can do that flipping. But you don't actually look at what methods were applied for these guys to actually get to this. And I mean, like driving a Ferrari, driving this, driving that, it's a bad light that the industry has been painted in. And I refer to these guys, no offense, but Instagram traders. Because you're throwing money on your bed, you have all these Hennessy bottles and those kind of things, but you're not showing the people the true crux of what they have to go through in order to become profitable. Because if you're talking about change, and this is what I'm saying. You always hear this at seminars. We're gonna change. You're gonna take you people out of poverty and stuff like that. But if you go back to these guys and you ask them, show me one person that you've transformed, they can't.
And made a millionaire, the
Yes.
way you say, yeah.
And that is why I'm saying to you, like, you know, for me, I'm as transparent as it comes, and I don't have to do the talking from the people I've mentored. You can go directly to them and they'll tell you for themselves. Because I've given it to them as raw as possible and told them this is what you're going to have to put in. And that's what you're going to get out. Because there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut, and there's no way that you're going to have overnight success story. It's going to take time, and everybody's time is different. You can't compare yourself to this person and compete with this person, because we're all running our own race. And you need to understand that when you're trading, you're doing it to better you, not to be better than the next trader out there that you want to compete with. Because none of us are running a race, and the market is always going to be there. There's always going to be that amount of money coming through the Forex market every 24 hours of every day. The money's not going to run away. This industry was here before we came, before we as Africa got onto it. It was in other countries, and people were doing this for a living. And we came across it, I think, if I'm not mistaken, under 10 years. We came across this industry, and now it's evolving within Africa itself.
Yeah.
However, we need to paint a different. We need to move people's mindsets from that. It needs to be a mindset shift. From this is not how it is. It's not about lavish lifestyle and having somebody photo shooting the nicest plate of food that you're eating at an expensive restaurant, and you have all your dollars next to your plate and stuff like that. I mean, let's be realistic. A lot of things that you do should not be out there. And you should be doing the groundwork, and you should only come out there and say checkmate once it's done. Because a private life is a happy life. That is what I believe. And you will never find me going out there and putting up my accounts and putting up where I'm going out to on a weekend and stuff like that, because I don't want that attention.
Yeah, because I was thinking the other day, you've got professionals like lawyers and doctors and engineers which make a whole lot of money. And I'm like, just imagine they were all like there in front of the car, posting out, doing, and you know, look for the business. I understand why, but it's like we need to move away from that. And the unfortunate part, right? The unfortunate part is you even if you avoid that lifestyle, then you don't get people to hear the truth from you. So it's like you need to do that flashing, you know, and not overdo it just to make them pay attention to what's actually going on here.
Yeah.
You know, because the thing is you don't do flashy, you don't do all these funny things. Then they're like, you're not making money as a forex trader. So it's like you gotta be flashy first, you know, and that's like the wrong mindset we already have from the get-go, that people just think that okay, if you're a thing, you need to drive an M4, you need to like you're saying, have your Hennessy's lined up there and all of that. And it's like people don't understand that there's nothing, and there's actually really nothing wrong with going and having a very simple lifestyle of trading. I mean, we look at the average of what people are earning, and if you're making that amount of money, you don't need to be making 60K, 50K every day. I mean, I think last time I checked, the median salary in South Africa is like 21, 22 thousand rand.
Yep.
You know, and you're like, so why is it that we can't encourage that you just go and make that the goal to at least be at 20? That's why there was a time where in my signal groups, so I don't do signal groups anymore, but where people I'd tell, like, please rather post us the chart, the setup, don't post your actual signals, because we were big into flipping back then, or blue chart. We were big on flipping, and like everyone was flipping, and people were flipping. People were flipping, you know. But I tell them that please just don't show them that, because now you've been a student for 2 years now. You understand this, you know, and then you've got a 4 weeks. A guy who's been around for 4 weeks now is feeling pressure, because he's like, yo, if somebody else in the group can chuck in, and he doesn't realize that person in the group is been doing this, so don't feel pressure. And that's the thing. Biggest thing is pressure.
Yeah.
Like, especially from everything else. Like, apart from trading, I think just in life, I'll tell you, with my brand, right, as OpenEye Forex, now we're talking to the industry players, we're not talking chats anymore. With my brand, I didn't see a growth in my brand until I actually focused on me. I used to go and I was Instagram and be like, wow, if I can have influence like this guy, if I can have influence like this guy or this guy or this guy, you know. And then I realized that I'm actually putting pressure on myself, because the way somebody is doing his thing, somebody else is doing it another way. So let me stop trying to replicate what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody else goes out there and is like, yo, my signals are $50, and then everybody runs to them, and then you say my signals are 25, and then nobody runs to you, you know. And it's like realizing that no, you must do your own thing. Be like, my lessons are like, if you're strong in teaching, do that, because I know one thing, right? And why I saw signals for me was unfit, and that's why I went towards the robot space in developing a robot. Is I'm a scalper. So sending out signals as a scalper is not necessarily practical unless we're doing like live sessions where we're sitting down and whatnot. But like as a scalper, I can't be by now, because after 7 minutes of a market open, then I cash out. You know, but then people don't realize. So if you're strong in education, then focus on the education. Stop trying to give people signals. And then if you're like a sing trader, but you're like, I don't know how to communicate with people properly. So I think it's all about, people don't understand also that they need to find
what works for you. What works for you.
Yeah. You know, Faadiel, you actually said something so interesting, that you felt like you were being sold a dream for 1 year, 6 months, where you bought the course for 20K and whatnot. And I'd like to believe one thing about a lot of people, probably listening, watching, is that everyone goes through a process of being sold a dream. I know that probably some guys were still believing in the dream. You understand? They're still buying into the dream, but like, how does one eventually snap back to reality? Like, what was it for you? When did you actually kind of snap back to reality? Like, yo, actually, this is the reality of things.
For me, I basically seen going to classes every week started becoming the norm, because you get to the class and the same thing happens. So you guys will engage as a group, but there's no lecturers from the company. And we looked at each other, and then as time was going, one guy used to drop out per week. And before we knew it, we were 3 out of a whole group. We were 25 when we started. And the 3 of us said, look here, we hear every day, we're coming for those classes and stuff, but here we're engaging on our own. And then we bouncing things off each other. And I went home and I was very despondent about it and stuff like that. And my wife sat me down and she said to me, listen, you invested all this money, it's gone. You need to make peace with it and you need to decide, what are you going to do? Are you going to just walk away from this, or are you going to put in the effort that I know you can? And that for me was the turning factor, because a lot of encouragement pushed me to where I am today. And you sometimes you need that push, because what is happening, a lot of people, they won't even attempt to get into this industry because of all the money they've lost and all the things that was painted badly for them. And I still have that, where I have people that comes across me now that I've lost 70,000, I've lost 100,000, please help me recover that. And I'm looking at them, I'm saying, but the money that you've lost before meeting me, there's nothing I can do about that. What I can do now is skill you and equip you to go forward. Because like you were saying, that is where my strength lies with most of my things, is because of my knowledge. And then for you've moved into the industry of the robotics, which is a good thing, because you need to find what your strength is in this industry and make that work for you. And then for me, people sometimes wonder, why do I hold trades for weeks and months and stuff like that? Because I love placing my positions. Yes, I do my day-to-day mentoring and skilling, but I also do positions. I trade positions. So I know exactly what the overall trend is of something, and I know on all the other time frames there's a lot of noise. So I know what the overall trend is, so I'm patient. I wait on the wings, because I know exactly that market move will come. But it takes a lot of practice, because it didn't just happen overnight. It took all the years for me to actually go back and do comparisons every year and see the market does exactly the same thing.
Sure. Yeah, okay. One more thing. Okay, you can handle your chance.
No. You can go.
You spoke about certification.
Yes.
You have some certification, and obviously you said there's a next step in that. So I just want to go back to the certification point. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's maybe somebody at home who's maybe sitting there thinking about teaching, or maybe there is already somebody out there who's already teaching and they're trying to level up their skill or whatnot. So what certification do you have?
Well, I have certification, market analysis, technical analysis. I've got a diploma in cryptocurrency. I'm studying. I'm actually busy now with my diploma for Fibonacci techniques.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I said, you're never gonna stop learning. This industry is evolving, and this industry is going to take over before you know it. Because if you look at the high unemployment rate that we currently have within our country, people are looking at other ways of generating sustainability. And believe you me, we're moving towards where technology is going to be, you'll be carrying your office in your hand. Because technology is not waiting on man, it's evolving. And you're finding that people are able to run everything from their phone. You don't even have to be sitting in your office at a desk. You run everything from your phone. You run your meetings, you log into your meetings online, you do them, you make sure that your transactions are done from your phone, stuff like that. And it's very important to make yourself knowledgeable, because yes, you come across people that say yes, they're Forex traders and stuff like that. The next question that comes, okay, do you have certification, or are you accredited? those kind of things. Is there a course that I can get to become accredited as a trader and stuff? And yes, there is. You just need to do the research and the homework, and you can do it. Because for me now, right now, I can't stop learning. Because that is what I'm doing. I'm embarking what I learn to others. And it's to better myself so that I can make a difference to the next person. I don't want to make a difference to myself and go and make it all about me, because my success is dependent on who I lift up. And that's more important for me. And it's always been my goal. And it will always be my goal. And the day when I can sit back and say to myself, I am successful, is when I can look at 10 people and I'll say, all of you became a millionaire with me.
Yeah.
I didn't become one on my own. All of us done it together. And what a superb feeling will that be.
Yeah, so true.
Because you bringing change to others. You're not verbalizing it only. You're putting in the work. And that is why I've said to you, I can sit back and I can say to you guys, I can give you students of mine. Speak to them. They'll tell you how I am, and what a slave drive I am when I push them for knowledge. Because I want to see a change. I want to see a difference. It's what is the point of me becoming wealthy on this market, whereas everyone else is suffering?
So true.
So for me, change starts with us. If we're talking about us as Forex traders, and this is in general, we're saying, yes, we're making a difference. We need to make a difference. Show your difference that you're making. Don't just say it, show it. Not by you driving a Ferrari or you living in a penthouse and your fellow man is still struggling. Because why? We have this, we need to move away from this conception that there must always be something in it for me to help my fellow man.
Yeah.
And it's it makes me so proud when I have others speaking for me.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I sent that to you from a lot of people, reviews people gave me and feedback people gave me. I think I sent it to you. I'm not sure. Sometime over the past 2 weeks, I sent it, or 3 weeks ago, where I just wanted you to get a feel of what it is where my focuses really are. It's not. It's yes. We wanna have financial freedom. However, we need to also uplift others in the process.
Yeah. Nah, that is beautiful. That is really beautiful.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really beautiful. I've definitely caught a few things from what you said today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I see wrapping up, just in as far as trading goes, do you have anything that you wish that people would know from like the first day that they start trading? Because I'm sure from the first day you attended a seminar till the moment you woke up, because there's a moment you were asleep and then there's a moment you woke up. What was that one thing that you realized when you woke up that you were like, if I knew this 2 years ago, things would be different right now?
If I knew that there was no shortcut, the dream I was painted, the shortcut, 6 month to a year vision, if I knew that back then, 6 years back, would have been a totally different way of approaching this. If I can honestly say, I would have I would have been so far ahead. Not only myself, but many others. Because for me, the next level of my elevation is going to be mine and everyone else that's on my path. So, yeah, that is how it is. It's no one man is an island, and you need to impart what you know and what you've learned to your fellow man, and move away from the notion of what's in it for me, because at the end of the day, there's plenty for all of us.
Yeah, there's plenty. I think people don't realize that there's plenty.
Yeah.
They think that it's like it's gold mine, and eventually the gold is gonna run out. Yeah, I mean every day there can be a new person that you're influencing positively in Forex, you know. But I think people don't realize that. But yeah, hey, that's powerful. No shortcuts. Like I'm thinking about it as you're saying, because taking shortcuts in Forex, you cut yourself short. Because you tell yourself, hey, I want to take a shortcut to make this money, and then you lose more money in the process. If somebody's saying 50,000, they're probably trying they lost 50,000 because they were trying to make $1 million from it. Now
and that's a shortcut.
Yeah, you know. And the sad thing is, Baby Pips, it has some other P&L calculator, right? And it tells you basically it tells you how hard you'd have to work to recover your money. So you put in a number there, then you put in the loss, and you're like, okay, so you'd need to make so much percent. And the thing is, the more you lose money, is the higher percentages you have to work to get it back. Yeah. So I think people must actually look at that and be like, what are the consequences of taking this loss right now? If I'm losing so much money, what are the consequences? Is it working back 5%, or is it working back 500%? You know?
Sure. So right. You're right.
And we never look at the percentage going backwards. Actually, we always focus on the growth percentage, but not what's the opposite of growth. I know increase, but the decrease, the loss. The loss percentage actually that a lot of us actually take in this industry, because you'll find that now more people who are taking a negative percentage on their growth right now, and like they don't. And thing is, you know what's crazy is that they'll take it, like, let's say for instance 100% negative loss right there, and negative growth, and then they'll make a 50%, and now they feel like a superstar, but not aware that somewhere I've actually lost so much. Exactly. And I've had guys tell me, hey, no, I've lost so much money in this industry, and like, yeah, I do know that people lose money in this industry. A lot of us do lose money in this industry, but like when you actually sit down and actually visualize the whole thing, and when you actually look at everything, it's like, yo, you're actually not making any money.
Yes.
You can make 100,000 rand, but you're not really making any money.
Like I had a client like that, and the thing is, on the back end, a lot of people, let me not say a lot of people, but somebody in the office, particularly when I was doing BDM, was panicking about it, because the client was always making withdrawals, and when they withdrew, they were withdrawing like 50, 60K, and this is every day, right? Or let me just say minimum of twice a week. Right? And they like, I'm withdrawing 50K, 60K, and they'll always tell me about the withdrawals. But I'm like, you don't realize that this person has deposited 300,000 right now this week. So they're withdrawing 100,000, you know. Yeah. But how much? And the thing is, she didn't realize it because she was funding 10K, so she'd like deposit 30K. And then make money. Account is at 90K. She'd withdraw like a 40K, right? And then now that remaining balance starts going in a loss. She'd have like 50K left. That 50K starts going in a loss. Now she takes that 40K she withdrew and then she deposits.
Pumps it in.
So it's like there's no point of having, because her withdrawals, I mean, looking at withdrawals alone, you know, and if she was a forex scammer, she would have went far, because her withdrawals literally will say something like 600,000 in a month.
Sure.
But she deposited $1 million in that month, $1 million in that month, and she's still running on other negative from the previous month.
Yeah.
You know. But now, because people like see big numbers and whatnot, and they don't realize what's their P and L. You know. I personally did that on my business, not my trading. My business where the business was bringing in money, but then I wasn't realizing expenses are actually growing.
Yeah,
you know?
so
but,
true.
But because I'm seeing money now, it's like, nice time. Yeah,
Guys, this industry has its pros and cons, eh?
Yeah, just as any other. I think the biggest thing about this industry is that there's, like I'm saying, people don't have like the knowledge for it. You know, people don't know that, okay, this is how things are done, what. Because you're not gonna go. You have common sense. You're not gonna go hire a plumber and then he's telling you, bring me bricks. You know, he's a plumber. What is he doing with bricks and cement? You know, unless he's closing up something. But I think like that's the thing in Forex, that like we you know, and when I say we, I don't mean like us literally, but as Forex, we very misguiding. That's the thing. We're very misguiding, and because somebody is trying to push an agenda, you know, you get people that will tell you that my mentor said profits are faster on MetaTrader 5 than MetaTrader 4. I don't want to use MetaTrader 4 because my profits will be slow, and you're like, what? But because now they want people to trade synthetics and what, that's what they tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Misguided, yes.
Yeah.
Misguided, and it's falsifying because of their personal agenda. So yeah, it's you know, it's I do believe that we will get to change people's perceptions and mindset on this, especially with us being transparent about things, and telling it to them as it is, because we all got a lot to gain from it. No one's gonna lose anything. And you know, it's a lot of the guys that are your Instagram traders and stuff, your Facebook traders, they always thinking about somebody's gonna take away from them, but it shouldn't be like that. Because like if there's 6 to 8 trillion passing through the 24-hour market, what we on average make is like a grain of that.
Yeah.
such a small piece.
Very small piece.
And you know, it's one of the best feelings that if you get to a point where you're consistent and you're able to do withdrawals whenever you feel, and to do the things that you want to do, and you know, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of work, and I think a lot of the people are afraid to actually tap in to learning, because everybody just wants to jump over all the loopholes and get to the success part. But the road is rocky, and it's got its slopes down and up, and it's got its curves. It's like a trend. And unfortunately, we have to go through that walk in order to get to where you want to be. And I'm sure, like, you know, for myself, like I said, I want to get to the next level that I want to get. I don't think I'm going to even stop there, because I love what I do. And then I've got a passion for it, and that's what drives me. And yes, like I said, if it were easy, everybody would do it. However, it is not impossible to do it. You can, if you apply your mind and you just block out all the noise and not worry about what someone else is doing in the industry and where they are at, because you're not racing to catch up to them. You're racing to catch up. The person that you have to compete with is you.
It's you.
So that's where it has to be. And for me, I honestly don't focus on what other traders are doing. And yes, if they're having this 100% trades every month and stuff, I'm happy for them. However, I know the reality.
The reality.
Reality.
So it's there's a reality behind what is painted.
Yeah.
And it's this is the industry that is gonna take the world by storm.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And it's ever growing.
And it's more people are getting onto it to find that this is lucrative
Yeah.
and legit. So it's gonna take the world by storm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And it's great to know. And it's great to know. You know, the best thing is when we meet guys, because unfortunately there's like a lot of people out there. But I get happy when I meet guys like you that is like, you know what, they're actually pushing for the right cause. You know, they're actually pushing in the right way, in the right direction. As long as we have people like you, and I assume even the people that you mentor, you know, eventually they'll get onto your mindset of this is how things must be done, and you know, at least pass this around, pass the right mindset of Forex around, you know, pass it around so that we can also have bigger opportunities. Because I mean, brokers in other countries, they're doing lovely things, they're doing great things for just the countries. I mean, if you can see World Cup, a lot of people and teams were sponsored by brokers or were sponsored by brokers or cryptocurrency exchanges and stuff like that. And you know, they're willing to bring the market this side. You know, they just want things to be done right. Like there's another I've changed on my website because one broker, when I was supposed to partner with them, they said, okay, no, we like what you do, but then we just don't like your homepage of your thing, because you know the advert, the robot advert. There's a ad back in the day that I made, and it was basically showing somebody growing within Forex, and they were like, we don't like the rags to riches idea that your ad is pushing. And I'm like, okay, and I understood from their perspective, and I had other guys that would always tell me that, look, your websites don't have the risk disclaimers that you're supposed to have and what. And I was like, but guys, it's there. They were like, no, that it needs to be on a different page.
It needs to be worded in a certain way.
Yeah, worded in a certain way, very visual for people to see. It can't be on like a legal tab because people aren't going to click on legal, you know, like that. And that's why I'm like, in other countries, how it's being done, it's being taken very seriously. And I'd like to see it being done that way in South Africa, where even they don't just give you a deal just to be with a broker. They tell you that, no, your Instagram, Facebook, whatever you push in your website has to have certain standards, you know, has to have certain standards of what it tells you. Because even once some other guys, they complained, the ones that were Rags to Riches, that said, hey, Rags to Riches video, also complained about how I worded the profitability, because I said above benchmark returns, and then they were like, please take that down, just be like, make money in Forex, you know, don't, you know. And I'm like, if we can just as a whole, and I appreciate the brokers that do that, actually, because we know that they'll never collaborate with someone who's gonna scam you. They'll never collaborate with someone who will misguide you. And if everyone was saying that, then obviously then the traders would be forced to change what they say. They'd be forced, because they understand that the IB business, the brokerage partnership business, is also quite a huge one. You know, like we discussed with Easy, that some of them are buying them cars and stuff like that. So, you know, they would be like, yeah, we can buy your car, but then the way you sell Forex is not the right way. The way you tell people of the possibilities here is not the right way, you know. And they must also be transparent that the broker bought the car, because now they'll be like, I bought a car. Now everybody's be like, yeah, I want to trade with that guy because
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Now, that's it for today.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really enjoyed it and it was very informative. So thank you to the two of you and your crew.
Okay, no, thank you.
I think we should have a session one day where you're just like doing a breakdown of the chart side of things. There's a lot of people that come on to the show, but I feel like the breakdown of the chart side of things, you'd be able to.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I love my highs and lows.
Yeah. All right. No, thanks for coming through.
Thank you to you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right.
Industry
Cheers, guys.
players. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. And we out.
Yeah, guys, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We went a bit over our time, but yeah.
It's okay.